Ah, the breeze, the smell, so much like home.
Home? Do you mean the world you're from?
Yes, this place is just like the Saké Plains. That's where I was born. I remember their beauty well. When I was young, those plains seemed to stretch forever.
It truly is wonderful scenery. And the wind is so pleasant.
It makes me happy to hear you say that. Even if this is not my true homeland. We woke at dawn and tended to our cattle, caught game, and slept when the sun set. That was every day of my life growing up on the plains. But it didn't last forever.
Can you tell me what happened?
The Lorca tribe, my people, were attacked by vicious bandits. They killed so many of us. The bandits were cowardly. They poisoned our drinking water, then attacked in the chaos.
That's terrible.
Yes, but the Saké Plains are our motherland and have always blessed us with their bounty. It is a place I love deeply, though it holds many painful memories. Enough mourning. The sense of this place is exciting me. Ready your sword. I'll show you the true skill of a Lorca tribe warrior.
I can't wait. You won't beat me easily, though. I've overcome so many hardships in my life. And more will come, I'm sure.
But our bond will grow stronger with this fight, as will my power. So whatever you do, don't hold back.
Welcome to the Plains. Some maps, particularly the main chapters, are defined by who joins your army or some interesting terrain or a particular adversary. This map's different. It's not the river map or the map you fight Lyn, it's the Bonite map. It has a level of enemy homogeneity we've never seen before. If you have units who can one-round these Bonites with a 2-3 range weapon and survive, they can score a lot of kills very quickly. Even if you can only deal with 2 range from the Silverbow guys, that's enough to build a clear round. If you can't deal with anyone in enemy phase, the map's brutal. Rarely is a single benchmark so important. The map isn't all Bonites. Your flyers and the like can start in the southeast, facing wyverns instead. There's also several sage mini-bosses guarding tents who throw out status staves, and a couple mix-up units to the north. Lyn herself is unfortunately more a knowledge check than a stat check. Enemy Astra Storm is significantly neutered. Even Hortensia takes one just fine to tonics and a Master Seal. If you haven't thought about those benchmarks or have damaged units, however, approaching Lyn can be tough. She won't activate until either turn 7 or a turn after you attack her, so with pace she's not so bad, but if half your forces can't get near Lyn, it's hard to take her out. Activating Lyn spawns reinforcements around every remaining mini-boss, an unpleasant surprise. Her own concrete stats are impressive, but she is fast. You definitely want to plan before she's dodge tanking in wood tiles and firing off Astra Storms like crazy. I mistakenly attributed this to Hyacinth in Chapter 10, but trust me, I've confirmed it here the painful way. She will fire off Astra Storms every other turn once active. If you have weakened or frail units you can't approach her and you can't hit her, you're in for a bad time. While you can certainly win by cleverly piloting an ill-suited team, I enjoy approaching this as a test of strategy, not tactics. The start's extreme split and enemy homogeneity present the puzzle of assembling 3 competent squads. The emblems make that a lot more interesting than it sounds. Byleth can offer a 2-range bow, rally spectrum, or 3-range tomes, but not all at the same time. My normal approach to stat checks has been showing approaches that work for many teams, building in a margin of meals I'm not rigging, skills I'm not inheriting, and forges for a different team. I'll get that out of the way now. Base Kagetsu hits the Longbow benchmark in Warrior with Ike, which lets him solo the left side of the map. Base Pandreo in Sage can also hit the benchmark with Byleth Thyrsus and Bondage Shield support. With units you've actually trained, you may be able to skip the second seals. Here, however, focusing on the lowest common denominator is a shame. I love how paralogs reward creativity. With not every map, you can see Bond Rings outmatch emblems, Sniper outshine Wyvern, and Yunaka's Personal coming in clutch. Optional maps that scaling don't normally matter for LTCs or other extreme playstyles, but considering these maps cleared on pace and on schedule really broadens the metagame, and that's cool. That's why I'm mixing things up. Normally, I'm trying to show you don't need fancy benchmarks. Here, we're instead exploring just how many different options you have for this fancy benchmark. I've inherited speed plus on a few units, forged more than usual, and for the first time I've rigged a maximal speed plus 4 meal. I'll exhaustively cover meal rigging in a future Somniel video, but if you're trying to follow along, that info is on screen. We'll get to see everyone in action during the map. The only major update's Jean. I don't expect this to last long, but he'll moonlight in Warrior here. Jean needs the stats here, and he'll enjoy a few levels of warrior growths. I'm also reuniting him with Tiki. This is the archery training map, and he'll get several levels of stars here. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. Let's go.
Are you ready? Then come at me! Attack with everything you've got!
I can hear the voices of enemy forces in those tents. We should attack them, quickly.
Saline readies to face a longbow sniper. She needs to engage for Thyrsus, so we'll ensure she has a unit in range to build bond strength through Instruct. Alir can be that student while providing her usual inspiration. Under Lucina's aegis, Anna can take out 2 wyverns. The southernmost one will instead fight Marin, who sleepwalks with a one-shot courtesy of the Hurricane Axe.
Let's go! Together! You got it! I'm your knight to command.
It's a perfect fit for Great Ether.
Our time has come.
We want that to take out 2 wyverns, so Ivy uses Obstruct in an attempt to corral another into the death zone.
I will obey.
Amber and Citrine just chill.
Awaiting orders.
Show me the way.
I'd certainly hope my Veronica user can show off here.
It's just like my fairy tales.
Although she'll use Reprisal, she needs the point of HP from her level up to survive. Andreo toughs her up.
Let's pray.
Jean does his best Kagetsu impression on the one square in range of all 6 surrounding bow knights. Remember when he struggled to duel a single archer? Kagetsu can't counter bows, but in the thicket he's evasive enough to not be targeted. He inherited Mentorship to help Jean. There's a lot happening this turn. Saline handles the sniper so Chloé doesn't have to. Saline's thankfully reliable, but Chloé isn't. The ideal scenario is everyone hits everything and she's left alone at 1 HP, but none of the hit rates are ideal. The Mage Mist denies her the first Bow Knight KO. That's fine. The plan admits 1 enemy left alive.
Are you finished?
Jean's thankfully quite accurate. Absurdly high dex is quite useful here. Warriors generally want to go for simple tanking with good stats and a longbow. Snipers have covert avoid and often instead rely on evasion in the woods. Covert units also get fail nut from Byleth, so a thief can work too. The Clawed S ring gives bow range +1 at full HP, which combines with evasion for a very stylish clear. Give Sniper Yunaka a killer bow, and train to kill really helps.
Is it strange that I'm fighting?
Jean's face tanking, although with 20 avoid from the Chrom Engrave he's going to dodge everything. Hitting 24 attack speed without any help from his ring is the reason he needed training last map, and why he's in Warrior now. Because this map is a paralog, you can choose when you play it to keep a smoother difficulty curve. If you show up and realize you don't have the units you want, you can play the next story map and think about setting up units who can perform here. Higher tiers of speed plus and melee gear are tantalizing rewards. You do have motivation to play it quickly, but there's no need to ram your head against the wall if your team isn't up to snuff.
Watch out! I'm pretty tough, you know. Nope. A little product demo. Thanks for the business.
There's a little unreliability in enemy movements. I think the Wyvern can still move fully south to escape Miran's wrath. This formation seems to split the Bone Knights, which I appreciate, but I'm also not sure that's completely bulletproof. Great Aether's immune to both fracture and misses, so it really is the perfect tool for this job. Saline will fight another Longbow. She uses Obstruct to make sure a Bone Knight attacking a Leer body blocks the Silver Bone Knights. We have actions to spare next turn, so we don't need every Bone Knight dead this turn. This maneuver frees up Lapis because Saline doesn't need protection. That makes it her time to shine. With Parthia, she blocks off the bridge. All of the Silver Bone Knights getting blocked will attack her. This is a useful motif. Saline can't tank everyone, but she can fight just the weaker Longbows and free up a powerful unit without 3 range to fight the others. Engage AI prefers dealing actual damage to avoiding counters, and even without that a defense tonic would make Lapis literally take 0 from Longbows. Citrine's not having a great time without her buddy Lyn, one of her only units emphatically excluded from the Bone Knight benchmark club, but she can take out her frustrations on the remaining Wyvern. The Radiant Bow lives up to its reputation. Flyers drop like flies. Amber preps for the Sage mini-boss, and thanks to our Gambit luck he even builds bond rank. Not that I planned around it, but Shield Gambit's amazing on this map. Ivy definitely needs to stay out of silence range, but she's accompanying Amber. Chloé heals Jean. Normally he needs that. By positioning next to the river, she shields Pandreo from any remaining foes, and can take a second enemy phase to clear them up. Pandreo returns the favor by healing her. John will clear the next group. He'll also fight the Bone Knight who split off from his 2 comrades.
Goodbye.
Tedious creatures.
Lapis hitting her benchmarks requires every bit of favoritism I've given her. Even as one of the fastest units in the game, she needs all of the boosted XP she's gotten thus far, both build plus and speed plus as skills, a speed wing, and the full speed plus 4 meal. At least in Great Knight, she has absolutely no problem taking these hits. The prize for all that stat stacking is an absolute fountain of experience. The Parthian benchmark here is fancier than most, but what I'm doing here can be a good template for building a clear around a good 2-range unit for a much easier benchmark. 24 attack speed is a lot, but there are many fast units you might have on your team, and 35 physical attack is not that hard. A 10-10 warrior Leer with a steel bow +1, speed +3 inherited, and +2 speed from a bond ring hits it exactly. You almost certainly have a unit who meets that standard. A forged steel dagger also works, with a higher might is negated by Wolf Knight's poor strength. That makes it a job for the strong units. Level 5 Wolf Knight Pinette hits the benchmark with speed plus 2 from a bond ring and speed plus 3 from an inherent. Build plus inherits definitely help for Parthia from its weight. I'll shout out Boucheron for having a much better time with his Parthia benchmark than most. Because Jean barely managed without even a speed inherit, he has lineage to squeeze out another Star Sphere level.
I need to be more diligent. Is it strange that I'm fighting?
Anna's not been my focus here, but she's also capable of the Bow Knight benchmark. After that, we can set up a Goddess stance to refresh for another round.
Glad that's over with.
Here until the end.
Ready. Don't fear for me. Let the lesson begin.
Alear will do her one combat jab on this map, breaking the Sage so Lapis doesn't need to one-shot him.
Here.
Mentorship's boost stacks on Parthia's, so Lapis will learn a lot from this kill.
It's over.
With Salene's magic boost, Anna can swap out my new Bolganone, a reward from Elugia's level 3 donation, for the reliable Elsurge. These stationary bosses have slightly better stats, so if you're fine-tuning specifically for the main benchmark, you'll need a little extra here. Pandreo is showing off a great use case for reposition, trading his filler unit turn for multiple turns of movement on a main cast member with an engage meter ticking. Kagetsu's trying to get damaged, but to no avail. It's tough to be the best sometimes. Chloé's going to show off the plus in Fortify Plus. They multi-unit restore as well as heal. Sean's currently stuck, so he'll appreciate it. With Legu's friend, Marin can take a Bow Knight hit. She's going to bait one forward by moving across the river. Just because Ivy gets demolished in enemy phase doesn't mean she can't hit the Bow Knight benchmark. With both the plus 10 magic and Robin's help from other half, she just manages it with a big Roy and Grey Thoron plus 1. One way you can absolutely wreck this map is with Vantage or Bondage Shield and a massive Thoron, either with Veronica for Reprisal or to the Nay as Bond Ring for plus 20% damage. Anna, Jean, or Citrine are great candidates. They're otherwise occupied on this team, but if you want to sail through this map, giving them Vantage isn't a bad choice. You'll probably want the Leaf Engrave for more reliability. With Byleth's Engrave on an early Forged Bravelance plus 1, Amber doesn't even need Aspiring Hero to guarantee the Sage mini-boss one round. Firepower like that, Bow Knights are beneath his pay grade. I take a few rewinds here. Lynn's incredible speed makes her an unreliable boss kill, especially when most of your team is too distant to help, then there's some fine-tuning I can do. Manipulating this Bow Knight for one last Parthia kill over the river took more planning than the rest of the map combined. Normally it's best to let them all go north into your choice of wood chipper, but I wanted Team Lapis to have something to do, and double XP is double XP. Alas, in fixed growths you don't get 2 great levels in a row. You do get one thing for her trouble, Dual Support. It's a skill with an incredible ceiling, and it's a perfect fit with Share Spoils and Lapis' natural evasion. It'll have its time to shine, I promise. After some healing, Anna can use Soar to assist Team Jean, taking out another Bow Knight boss. She's getting damage for Chloe's benefit. Using Fortify Plus here instead of Summon Hero advances the RNG in a favorable way, and since Chloe's frozen, she can't do anything else.
I have it!
Poor thing!
Kagetsu is, of course, part of the Bow Knight Benchmark Club, goes without saying really, but all I need him for is the Sage mini-boss.
I am sorry.
Now it's time to engage Lyn. Enter everyone's favorite alpaca wrangling master. For very fast units like Lyn with a 31 speed, brave weapons have a real niche. It lets Amber get this clean one-shot. He's using weapon sync here, making momentum unnecessary. Making this work without the DLC as much as an exercise as a leader.
This is
It was a good try.
Jean's intensive training, boosted through lineage and mentorship, has given him the extra oomph he needs to graduate from the basic Bow Knight benchmark to taking out a boss. After engaging Lyn, reinforcements appear out of every tent you haven't beaten the boss for. It's usually a bit more eventful than this. Gloating aside, there's an interesting bit of engaged trivia I thought I'd share now, given I'm already feeding Saline an extra goddess dance. Great Ether has two effects it doesn't tell you about. Makes the user unable to be traded with and unable to be danced. I assume this is some combination of ensuring you don't break the game's code and its balance.
Emblem Engage! Let the lesson begin!
In our typical pre-victory training, Chloé gets Reforge. Mending a break at the cost of 10 HP isn't the greatest skill, and it's a bit of a laughingstock given it's on Royal Knight, but I'm cautiously optimistic about finding places for it within the series. I don't have any Chi Adepts or armors, so anything ameliorating break has potential. Time to wrap this up. I forgot my ordering, so Amber starts with a rather anticlimactic miss, but that was a show-off Gig 11 sword. Ivy's strength isn't stellar, but chip damage is chip damage.
It feels a little strange to fight you. I'm reminded of my father and all that happened.
Oh, I'm rather happy about this fight myself. Facing someone as skilled as you is a pleasure.
If only he had been so encouraging. Very well. Let's begin.
Elthunder!
Our bonds give me strength.
Despite losing Aspiring Hero, Amber clutches it.
I must be faster.
It was a good try.
Jean's the one with Star Sphere, and with this last kill, he'll be able to get a 3rd level.
My turn?
Amber will set him up. Lynn's 31 speed is no match for Jean's dex, and we can rest easy.
Help me, Emblem!
You're very good.
He gets 2 HP and a badly needed build point for his trouble. And we're finished. I'm quite happy with how it came together. It's time to return to the main chapters. Next up, the spooky Chapter 15, and some not so spooky new friends. Bye, Papaya!
Wow, you beat me soundly. You're very strong.
And you were as skilled as I expected. Very powerful, too. I wonder if I could be like you. If I grew up on the plains, I mean.
Perhaps. I learned to fight out here, but I learned more when I met Eliwood and Hector. We traveled long and far together. Sometimes we compete with one another, just like this. They helped me to learn of justice and courage, and they gave me the strength to trust others. And that strength has made me who I am today.
When I woke, I had no memories and no one I felt I could rely on. But now I have so many friends around me to teach me about the world and about myself. I hope that at the end of my journey, I'll be as strong as them. And you.
You'll definitely become much stronger. I'm sure of it. Of course, I'll help too.
Thank you, Lynn.